Let's go to Ukraine now. Temperatures in Ukraine now dropping as each day passes. It's getting colder and colder there. The Secretary of State here in the U.S., Antony Blinken, has announced a $53 million aid package to Ukraine to try and restore some of the power grid, particularly around the capital city of Kyiv. This as the Russian war there enters day number 300.
And joining us now is retired Air Force Brigadier General and Newsmax contributor, General Blaine Holt. General, good morning. So NATO leaders are holding talks today. The NATO Secretary General says the door is open for Ukraine to eventually join NATO. You think that's the right move?
Well, good morning to you both. I think it's a bit premature to talk about whether Ukraine is going to be entering into NATO or not. It's not ready. It's a country ravaged by war. If you were to assess it into NATO, you'd essentially be saying that Russia is at war with all of NATO on an Article 5 basis. And so it's really, to me, it's not a useful step. It doesn't get us anywhere. It doesn't take us to an end of the conflict. And it's certain, I don't find a lot of wisdom in those words right now. Maybe the better thing to do would be to not talk about it.
Yeah, we're showing some video of the snowfall there, and it just gets really cold in Ukraine this time of year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this war sort of screeches to a halt over the next several months, and then hopefully comes to an end, but it otherwise would pick back up in the spring. General, I want to play you a soundbite from John Kirby from the White House a day ago, talking about the pro-democracy, anti-President Xi, anti-COVID lockdown protests taking place across China right now.
Our message to peaceful protesters around the world is the same and consistent. People should be allowed the right to assemble and to peacefully protest policies or laws or dictates that they take issue with.
So, General, this shocked me. What do you make of the White House's sort of subdued comments when it comes to pro-democracy riots and protests happening in a communist country, a country that's been in communist hands for over 70 years?
One word: it's unacceptable. We're the United States of America. We're the example of freedom around the world. Our Constitution is the only legitimate governance document in the world for self-governance. We need to stand up and talk about human rights. Look around the world right now. We see nothing but on TV but freedom's struggle. You just showed it with the Iranian game and an Iranian team that's certain to head home to retribution. You're seeing Putin oppress his own about not supporting his war. And now you've got the Chinese in the biggest uprising since Tiananmen Square, fighting for their freedom, saying you can't do this to us, and that's the best we can do. We really have gotten to an interesting place in terms of defending freedom and human rights.
Yeah, General, about 15 seconds left. Why do you think that the Biden administration is pretty much being quiet? I mean, they had a canned response, but it doesn't seem like they're really, fighting for the people in China.
Yeah.
Well, as an American citizen, I would say let's walk it all back to a laptop. Let's pull that laptop apart. Let's find out who's compromised and what's going on with that and where the relationships are and where the money's flowing. And I bet you will find the answer.
Follow the money. That's what you always say.
I love it. Yeah, I just think Joe Biden's silence has a lot to do with the laptop, and that's why we're getting this very subdued stance, at least from the White House. General, we'll pick it up again soon. Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care, Bo.